Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Demasi Thomas, and I am here with a quick tip for you today. And this one is going to show you how, as a VoiceOver user, to select any text that you can select in iOS, and then using the share element of the rotor to save it as a PDF. Now, before we get started, you're going to need a couple of things to make this work. First of all, you should put the text selection option on your VoiceOver rotor so that you can use the much easier text selection options that are in iOS 9. And that can be done by going to Settings, General, Accessibility, VoiceOver, and Rotor, and then just adding the text selection option. The second thing that you're going to need in order to make this work as well, if you want to save something as a PDF, that is, and save it to a cloud service, you're going to need the app Workflow, which can be found on the iTunes App Store on your iOS device. And I will, of course, put a link to that app, as well as the workflows that I've built for saving to Dropbox and iCloud in the show notes, or the description below the video. So with those caveats or those prerequisites in place, let's get started. So I'm going to unlock my iPhone 6s Plus.
Using audio hijack with.
And what I have here is an email. And I would like to save this email as a PDF to Dropbox. So what I'm going to do is turn my rotor to text selection.
Words, headings, lines, text selection.
All right. And then I'm going to one finger swipe down so that I can get the maximum selection element.
Select all.
Okay. I don't want to actually select all because there's a
Page
signature
selection
here. So we're going to go with page selection. In my experience with this page selection, it still kind of sort of seems to select by line, but maybe it'll behave differently here. So now that I have page selection as the element of or the selection block that I want to use when I swipe right, it is going to select large blocks of text, which will make this go a little quicker. So now I'm going to one finger flick right on my screen.
Using audio, no line. Menu, no line. The audio, no line. Audio, no, D, no, up, and it, no, pop, no, one,
and
no,
I'm
tip,
just
no,
flicking
no,
right
curse,
and
no, just, no,
till I
no,
get
into,
to
no, as,
the
no,
end
no,
of
no line.
this
Adjust,
text.
no, one, no, most, no, with, no, slap, no, 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 to open it, no, record, no, phone, no, the, no, of, no, 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 one, no, two, no, three, no, dash, no, no, if, no, alt, no line. Wrapping up, no line. That's up, no line. No line. Selected.
And that is the end of it. I heard it say wrapping up very briefly. So now I have this text selected. So the next step here is going to be to turn your rotor until you get to edit. So I'm going to turn my rotor back.
Characters, language, edit.
And I'm now on edit. Now, normally, what we've always done is use the edit option here on the rotor to copy and cut text, etc. But now in iOS 9, you also have a share option that will pop up. So I'm going to one finger flick down until I hear share.
Select all. Share.
And there's share. I'm going to one finger double tap.
Alert. AirDrop recipient. No one found yet.
And now you see your typical iOS share sheet. So before I actually get into running this workflow, I will point out that you can probably send this text. Well, I'm not going to even say probably. In a lot of instances, you can send this text to a location, although it will just be saved in most cases as a plain TXT file. So you could send it to drafts, or you could probably save it directly to Dropbox as a TXT file. You could send it to Word if it was something that you wanted to edit, or Pages, or whatever text editor that you use on iOS. So there are other things that you can do with this text. But as I said in the beginning, one thing that I wanted to be able to do was save the text of emails as PDF, specifically in more cases for receipts and things like that. But
run workflow
for whatever you want to use it for. Now I'm going to launch the workflow extension.
Select it. Cancel button.
And then I'm going to select the save to, I think it's PDF.
One POTPs button. PDF to Dropbox.
Yep,
button.
That's it. And I'm going to one finger double tap on this workflow, and it's going to run.
Text field is editing. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
The way that I structured this workflow was so that it would ask for input, which is what do I want to name this file?
Save as.
And it actually says there, save as.
5. Text field is
So
editing.
we're
Character
going
mode.
to type
Insertion point.
in-
Cap A. U. D. I. O. Space. Audio. Shift. Cap G. Cap A. I. J.
Audio hijack.
A. C. K. Space. Hijack. Shift. Shift. Selected. Cap V. Capo.
VO
Space. VO. Select. T.
tips.
I. P. D. S.
All right, and I'm going to hit the OK button.
5. Okay. 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 Dropbox. Cancel. Button.
And now I am in the Save to Dropbox interface.
Dropbox. Heading. Save. 2 days.
And it is asking me where do I want to save
Van
this.
Ashentia.
We're going
Rose
to
14. Rose 44. Victors. TFA and Rose 20. Photos. Phone. Personal docs. Pending bios. Personal phone. Photos. Podcast half. Hosts. Public.
There we go. Want to save it
Public.
to public.
Public. Dropbox.
And
Save
I'm going
button.
to double tap on the save button.
Save. Workflow finished. Using audio hijack with VoiceOver.
And we're done. I have now saved the text of this email as a PDF to a Dropbox folder using text selection, the share option once you have selected text, and then a workflow that was built specifically to save the file to Dropbox. Now, you can also do the exact same thing and save that file to a different cloud service such as iCloud Drive, Google Drive, Box, or anything seriously that shows up in the new iOS 9 document picker. I chose to, one workflow does actually have a save
Mail.
to Dropbox action, which is very much like the save to Dropbox extension that can show up in the share sheet if you add it. And it seems to work a little bit more seamlessly with Dropbox, whereas going to Dropbox through the document picker sometimes can be a little iffy with VoiceOver and the interface there. However, using the document picker just in general, you could save this to iCloud Drive or Google Drive or any other cloud service or storage provider that shows up on your iOS device. And I actually have a workflow designed for that. So I will also share the link to that one in the description of this video.
Dropbox.
And just to prove or show, I guess,
Alert. Touch ID for Dropbox.
that
Dropbox.
this is actually
Recents. Tab.
here, I'm going to,
Search your files. Today. Audio hijack VO tips. PDF. File.
there is the file.
1 of 3. Audio hijack VO tips. PDF. Dim. Page 1 of 3. A pipeline is constructed by placing blocks in the audio.
And there is the PDF that I saved to Dropbox. So that's how that works. As I said, I will put links to the workflow app itself, as well as to the 2 workflows that I built if you would like to use those. Basically, the only steps that are done there is it saves the file, saves the selected text as PDF, and gives you an option to name it so that it is named as you would like it to be, and then saves it to your chosen location. You can do some customization yourself once you've added it to the workflow app, such as picking a default folder for it to be saved in, so you don't have to take that extra step, or however you would like to use it. That is the beautiful thing about workflow, is you can pretty much do just about whatever you want to with it. So I hope that this tip was helpful to those of you, especially VoiceOver users who are looking to be able to do something like this. This does work in any area where you can select text in iOS and then turn your rotor to edit and use the share option. So it can work in Safari and other apps as well. So hope you found it helpful. Definitely check us out for more videos like this.